Hello and welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. Got quite a few things to go over the day, so we'll start right away with the game on Saturday against Motherwell. Got John with me here to go over it. Take a deep breath, John. How are you today?
Aye, all good. Thanks, Sander. How's yourself after the hectic weekend of football and incidents? Things
It
not
was,
going well to the rivals, etc.
I know. There's quite a few things to go through. This is obviously just a preview Wednesday night's game against Lazio, but we'll start off with the game against Motherwell. I actually just watched it back for the first time about half an hour ago. And Motherwell did have actually quite a bit of the ball, according to the highlights. Scott Bain, he pulled off actually quite a few saves.
Aye, he did have a good game, Scott Bain. We discussed that already. I did say that to you. He pulled off more than one good save. He had a really good performance. Scott Bain kept us in the game a few times, so kudos to Scott Bain. I know he's a small keeper. That's the only thing I don't like. He's got a huge mistake in him. But apart from that, I mean, you could maybe give him man of the match for the saves that he pulled off.
He definitely kept us in the game. I was laughing at the bit, you says in the last podcast about and the Celtic fan with his legs wrapped around him.
Aye.
The Celtic fan's legs wrapped around his waist. I thought that was funny. But it was a nerve-wracking game. That it was for them to score on the 95th minute, and for Celtic still to come out there with a winner. It shows a lot of the spirit of the team, doesn't it, John?
That's the second time you've caught me drinking when you're talking. Something a wee drink, Gavin, when you stopped. Aye.
As you do.
As you do. Aye, it was a fantastic one for Celtic. Like I says, I switched it off in the 95th minute after they scored because I thought they're going to take centre, then the ref's going to blow for full time. That's it, finished. I wasn't expecting any more time to be played. But for Celtic to actually score in the 97th minute after that was remarkable. And also even after that, there was another couple of minutes added on, wasn't there? Because Motherwell had a corner as well after that.
Mm-hmm. They had another chance. But it was a bit nerve-wracking for me. I can still feel my nerves going now just talking about it. It was... And then you got to get the added bonus. Ibrox, Rangers losing to Aberdeen. An extra bonus. Them dropping 3 points. The third defeat of the season after 7 games. And then it's just announced yesterday, obviously, that they've sacked super manager Michael Beale.
Aye, sacking Beale. I don't know if that's good news for us or no. I'm not interested in him, obviously, so I don't really care what happens to them. But is it good news for us? Because none of us rated him as a manager, eh?
No, we'll touch on it because they're our closest rivals, so we'll spend a couple of minutes on that. I don't think it's great news because I said in the last podcast, I hope he stays because, they'll drop more points under him, a lot more points under him, and the very next day they sack him. So they must have been listening to us. So let's have a look at who they're linked with. Derek McInnes, Kevin Muscat, Graham Potter, Gary McAllister. Not one of their names fills with fear.
No. Gary McAllister's already had a spell there under, what do you call him? Gerrard.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he'd be a good fit for them. That'd be ideal. Get him in, that'd be fine. He'll be sacked in a couple of weeks. Like he says, none of them fills me with fear. But did Kevin Muscat not have a spell at them already as well?
I think he was there for one season, aye. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
he wasn't there that long. He wasn't there long at all. One year, I think he was there. So they're obviously going to go down. They're going to go down the Australian route like Celtic did, with Postecoglou, and they're going to bring it. I think they're going to bring in Muscat because he's the hot favourite at 41.
Right. I know who the guy is, but do I care who gets the job? No, really. McInnes, maybe they sign him before we play them on Saturday. Is it Sunday? Aye,
Saturday. Aye. But he's away, so their manager less just now. And I think they've put Stephen Davis in charge for the game at the weekend against St Mirren away. That'll be a tough one for them. That could be a potential draw for them, or even defeat.
Of course, aye, because St Mirren are a form team. They're above them in the league, playing well. It's a pressure game because in order for them to catch St Mirren, they've got to actually beat them. How many points are St Mirren ahead of them just now? I think they know 3 or 4.
Aye, I think it's 3. Don't quote me on it, but I think they're 3 points ahead of them.
Aye, so that's a must-win game. So that's more pressure for them on Saturday. And to be honest with you, I can see St Mirren taking something off them.
Mm-hmm.
The way they're gone right now, just get beat 3-1 at home to Aberdeen, booed off the park with their loyal fans. Just lost their manager. It's a potential banana skin again, isn't it?
I hope so. And we've got that added bonus of playing first again if we can beat Kilmarnock at Celtic Park on Saturday. I know we're looking too far ahead just now. We're going to go into the Lazio game. But if we can beat Kilmarnock on Saturday and go 10 points clear, that puts them under severe pressure.
Aye. That's a pressure game. All days under, it's total pressure. Lost their manager, just lost to Aberdeen, booed off the park. And they're playing after Celtic. So, is it after Celtic? Aye, because they're playing Sunday, aren't they?
They're playing Sunday, aye.
Aye, because they're playing in Europe on Thursday. That's all pressure for them. So, I think that is a potential banana skin for them. So, good luck to St Mirren. That's all I can say. I don't really care what happens to them.
Yep, my thoughts exactly, John. We'll quickly move on to... We'll leave that because don't want to spend too much time on them. Obviously, they are our closest rivals, so we need to talk about it. Hatate, we didn't get to talk about it the other day because of the excitement in the Motherwell game. But Hatate and the Riley, new contracts. I'm over the moon with both of them staying, committing their long-term future to the club. I take it you're the same, John?
Aye, they're two of my favourite players at Celtic, Hatate and O'Reilly. So when I heard that news, I was over the moon with that. That's a fantastic bit of business by the Celtic board, so well done for that. Especially, I think Rio Hatate is probably our best player at Celtic. Maybe not seen the best of him this season, but technically, he's our best player at Celtic, I think. So I was delighted with that. And obviously, Matt O'Reilly, who for us in the last 3 podcasts is probably one man of the match between him and Scales.
Aye, he's having a brilliant season. He's performing every game just now, and long may that continue. That's all I can say. As you say, about... Sorry, on you go, John.
I've just got to say, scoring important goals as well.
Aye, scoring vital goals. Aye. But as regards to Hatate, I think you said in the last podcast, he's just back from an injury. Might take him a few weeks to settle in. But he's not playing bad or anything like that. You can still tell he's top quality player. It's just he's not hitting the heights that he did last season yet. So hopefully that's not too far away, Johnny.
Hopefully he's showing signs of getting back to his best. He's just signed a new contract. Maybe that'll help him as well. And people were saying before he signed his contract, Riedel Klein, he never looks happy. He's wanting away and all that. Hatate never looks happy. He's never looked happy for he arrived. He's just got one of the faces that doesn't show any delight in it.
Happiness.
You know what I mean? That's just the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
I had no fear that Hatate was going to leave. I says that to you before. He'll not be leaving. And then he signed his new contract, which is fantastic, I think. Yeah,
superb. Over the moon with both the deals. So we'll go straight on to the Lazio game. What I want to do is quickly go through some players that they've got that we need to keep an eye on. So Castellanos, striker, 24-year-old, sorry. He's not scored any goals this season, but they've only played 7 games in the season. Luis Alberto scored 2 goals. He's 31-year-old. Immobile scored 2 goals. He's 33-year-old. So their front lines, no, I wouldn't say they're aging, but one's 33, one's 31. John, we still need to keep an eye on them, eh?
Of course. Listen, they're Italian giants, aren't they? These Italian teams, Lazio's one of the bigger ones, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Lazio, Juventus. They're all big teams, they're all teams with a great reputation, these big Italian teams. So we're going to have to watch every single one of their players, especially Immobile. He's getting on a bit now, of course. He's 33 years old, you said, aye? He's getting on a wee bit. But he's still a great player. I remember that guy well. So let's hope Immobile is a bit immobile when it comes to Wednesday. He's not getting it. Exactly. Immobile, that's how his name's spelt as well, isn't it?
Aye. And another couple of players I noted down, John, was Felipe Anderson. It's a winger for a midfielder. Roman Goli, obviously outstanding defender. And Kamada, the Japanese midfielder, another great wee player. So they've got plenty of threats in that team. We need to be on top of our game on Wednesday night to get anything for that game, John.
You need to be on top of your game to get anything out of any Champions League group. But listen, if Celtic turn up, the way they play the way we know that they can play in Champions League nights at Celtic Park, and we're well overdue a win, I think we've got a possibility of getting a win this Wednesday. I think I've a wee feeling we can maybe sneak something out of that game. But you've got to remember, they've got to watch out for our players as well. We've got big threats going forward in that team. We've got Hatate, who's a better Japanese player than the one they've got. In my opinion, I think Hatate's a fantastic player. Just if he shows his top form on Wednesday, they better look out for him. Maeda, Kyogo, they've got to look out for these players as well,
Yeah, well, Lazio, as I says in the last podcast, they're in great form. They're sitting in 15th in the league with 7 points after 7 games. So they've not had the best of starts, but obviously their team's littered with talent. And I'm at my day now, John, then we'll go through our 1 to 11. Who do you think our 1 to 11 is going to be, starting obviously in goal? On you go, John.
Aye, Joe Hart in goals. And like you says, I think it's going to be Nat Phillips and Liam Scales at the back, the centre-backs. And obviously it's going to be Johnson and Taylor, the wing-backs. Central midfield's going to pick itself there. McGregor, O'Reilly, Hatate. Up front, Maeda. It's going to be Kyogo, obviously, and on the other side. This is the tricky one again. Is he going to start with Forrest? Because Yang had a terrible first half on Saturday. Is he going to start with Forrest, do you think? Or is he going to maybe try Maeda on the right-hand side and maybe put Palmer on the left?
That's for you to work out, sir.
I don't know. I'm just guessing right now, but it's going to be one.
I know.
I don't know. I'm going to say Maeda on the left, Forrest on the right, and Kyogo through the middle.
Right. Okay. Again, I'm more or less the same. Obviously, the team is picking itself just now, isn't it, John? It's more or less the same team every week. So, yeah. Hart and goals, Johnston, Taylor, Nat Phillips, Scales, McGregor, Hatate, Matt O'Reilly. And what I'm going to say is I think he's going to put Maeda on the right and he's going to bring in Palmer on the left with Kyogo up front. So just a wee slight change here.
Aye. Well, that's what I says, wasn't it? That's what I says might happen, but I suppose we're pretty much choosing the same starting 11, really, but I've got a feeling he'll go for Forrest. I don't know. He's got a lot of experience, Forrest, doesn't he? He's not got the pace to get by players anymore, mind you, but it's a possibility he could start with Maeda on the right and Palmer on the left, or Maeda on the left and Forrest on the right. We'll see what happens.
Aye, we'll see what happens. It's just guessing now, isn't it? But we're not going to be that far away, I wouldn't imagine. It's just, you could pick Forrest. Forrest came on the other day. He did okay, didn't he? He never done anything wrong, but he's not the threat that he used to be, is he?
No, he's not a threat anymore at all, James Forrest. But he has still got the pass in him. He's still got a good pass in him, wee Forrest. Doesn't really lose the ball. My concern with Forrest is his shooting's terrible. He's as bad as Ona. How can he miss that chance on Saturday? I'm still reeling with that, you know.
At the time, I was obviously I've calmed down now, but that header was some miss. I mean, it's not as if the ball was behind him or anything like that. The ball was perfect, straight to his head, and he does it right into the keeper's arms, you know. So I don't think he'll start with Forrest on Wednesday night. I think it'll be Palmer that'll come in. And I don't know if Palmer can play on the right, can he? I've never seen him on the right. Any appearances he's made, it's been on the left. So he's going to have to move Maeda over to the right.
You can't do that. You can't do that with Maeda. He's so effective on the left, isn't he?
He is effective.
That's his position. That's where he's strongest for Celtic. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to keep Maeda on the left because he's so strong there. So I've got a feeling it's going to be Forrest that starts.
All right, mate. We'll leave the lineups there. We'll soon find out on Wednesday night. 60,000 sellout for Wednesday night. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Obviously, the game's going to be on the old BT Sports. I take it you'll be watching the game, John?
Definitely, aye. I'm looking forward to it. I don't usually look forward to Champions League games, but I've got a wee feeling for Wednesday. I think it's going to go well for Celtic. Just got a wee feeling, Xander.
Good. That brings us on to the prediction then. Score prediction. I'll let you go first today, John. Okay, what do you think the score's going to be?
Oh, you know my predictions are rubbish, but
You've got 2 right so far, so 2-6, so that's not bad.
No, you've got 4-7, which is better.
7, is it?
Let's see. Lazio's got goals in them, of course. Although they're not in the greatest form, they've still got goals in. They're still a threat.
That's what I was going to say, John. Just to interrupt, sorry. Pardon me, but they've scored 8 goals this season in the league. That's all they've scored. 8 goals, 7 games. So it's averaging about a goal a game.
Aye. No, they're playing a lot better quality opposition than what Celtic face every week, though, aren't they? But then again, Lazio's not up against a brick wall every week. I don't know, Xander. I'm going to say Champions League quality team like Lazio. I'm going to say 3-2 Celtic.
Another high-scoring game.
Aye. I just think Celtic's going to come out and have a go at them, and Lazio's got to come out and have a go. They're not going to sit back like Motherwell or Livingston or anything. They're going to try and win. So that'll leave them exposed at the back. And I think Maeda, Kyogo, maybe not so much Forrest, but there's a lot of pace up front for Celtic. Is Lazio willing to take that chance? We'll need to wait and see, but I'm going for 3-2. If Lazio take the chance and go all out attack, they're risking it with the pace that we've got up front, I think. So I'm going 3-2 Celtic. What about yourself?
It's going to be a tough night for us, as you say. They're a top quality team. They might not be in the best of form just now, but they're still a top outfit. Tough night. As you say, Lazio have got a goal in them, but it's at Celtic Park. I'm going to go 2-1 again. 2-1
Oh, the old 2-1, huh? The old 2-1's won you a couple of predictions in a row, so you're sticking with it.
Well, Celtic have got a goal against them, in them, haven't they? They've got that, team scoring against them, so especially in the Champions League. So I think it'll be 2-1. I was going to say 3-1, but I don't know. No, I'm going to stick to 2-1. And I'm going to even give you a score prediction who's going to score the goals. I'm going to say it's going to be Matt O'Reilly to score first. And I think Callum McGregor will score the second one. There you go. What do you think of them apples?
I don't think much of them apples at all. I don't really know what to make of that. It's just a guess. I'll say the Celtic 3 goals will come for Scott Bain. we don't know what I mean, but listen, all joking aside, we can only hope either of your predictions are correct. I'll take a 2-1, I'll take a 3-2, I'll take a 1-0. I don't really care. So as long as Celtic win, they lost their first game, of course, to PSV. So you've got to hope Celtic can get a win here. You've really got to hope. Keep us in the running for third place at least.
Feyenoord.
Feyenoord.
Aye. You
Oh,
said
but Feyenoord.
PSV.
Oh, I says PSV, didn't I? Oh, come on, other places, they don't worry about it. Feyenoord, aye. So let's hope, just whatever prediction it is, let's hope either of them comes true. I take a 1-0 win. Would you take a draw then now?
Worst case scenario, aye. Worst case scenario, but it's got to be a win for Celtic on Wednesday night. It's got to be. We've got to get points on that board, 3 points on that board, and we need, as you said, when was the last time we had a Champions League win? A long time ago.
It's been
So
a while.
we need to try. We need to try and get that monkey off our back and come out of there with the 3 points on Wednesday night.
Aye. Celtic Park. You've got to make that place a cauldron again. Make it a feared place for teams to come. That's not been that way for a long time. So let's hope it returns this week. I'm still thinking. I've got a wee feeling Celtic's going to get the win.
I hope so. It's going to be tough, but we can do it. Absolutely, we can do it. We can beat Lazio. There's no doubt about that. Need to be on top of our game, obviously. But all right, mate. We'll leave it there. That's the preview done for the game on Wednesday night. The best of luck to Celtic on Wednesday. Looking forward to it. It'll be a good game, I think. And I think we'll come out of there with the 3 points. Anything to add, John?
Nothing to add on the game. Just good luck to Celtic. That's all I can say, really. I just hope it's a night we can do a podcast and we can be as happy as we were against the podcast after the Rangers game and after all the other games we've won, especially Saturday there, Motherwell. You can't beat the podcast, but it's all good news. It's all good news the day right enough, isn't it? Rangers sacked their manager and all that stuff. That's brilliant news. Just good to see them in turmoil, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The most successful team in football and all that crap, you know, that they talk about. Just utter rubbish, Xander.
How can you be the most successful team in football if you're only 10-year-old?
That's it, isn't it? Oh, come on, you got to cut me a bit of slack there. They're 11 years old now.
All right, mate. We'll leave it there. We'll do a poll. Sorry, John.
That's all right. The only other thing I wanted to add really was good luck to Aberdeen, of course, against Helsinki. Is it Helsinki they're playing on Thursday? At Pittodrie. So I'll be right behind Aberdeen on Thursday. Any Dons fans listening? Me and Xander like Aberdeen. I think I also like Dundee United. That's probably my second Scottish team, Dundee United. But I also like Aberdeen. Only reason being, they're probably the only other Scottish team that actually gives them a fight. Rangers, I mean. So that's why we've got a wee soft spot for Aberdeen.
Yeah, they got their battle in every time they play them, didn't they?
Aye. So fair play to Aberdeen. We both like these. And good luck to Aberdeen on Thursday night. Hope for a wee win in the Conference League for them there, Xander.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yep, good luck to Aberdeen as well in Europe on Thursday night. And all the best to the Hoops on Wednesday. Can't wait to the game. It'll be a good game. And we'll leave it there, John. We'll do a post-match podcast on Wednesday after the game. Are you up for that, John?
Definitely, aye. Definitely.
And hopefully we get a good result to go with it. All right, buddy. Thanks for that. Appreciate that, John. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, buddy.
No worries, Xander. See you later, mate. Hail, hail.
See you later. Hail, hail, buddy.